What's going on, gamers? We got another PSSR2 video here, but also including PC, which is also interesting. And it's literally somebody trying to downplay PSSR2 because I guess they have insecurity issues about the price performance value that you're getting with it. This AGS Live guy says if you playing this on PS5 Pro, if you are, you mean, I wouldn't watch this video. My God, the PC version stomps the Pro into the finest wine. Ouch. Now, I don't have a problem with him, though. I'm just saying there's also some other threads where stuff is going on, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're saying that, though. Do you know how much money you have to spend to do this on Crimson Desert? And you can't even get native 4K 60 doing that, too. Who in the world has a PC where it's like a $4,000+ PC or whatever? Do you know how small that percentage is? So like Digital Foundry is showing you that because they're able to do that. They have tons of money too. Not too many people have tons of high-end PCs like that. Like we're talking about spending an insane amount of money to try to get that. And you're gonna have like ray regeneration or NVIDIA ray reconstruction. Like it looks great, you know. I think it looks amazing. But how many people in the world are going to be doing that? Not that many, right? What's funny is that he's grabbing the PS5 Pro to try to beat it down as if like for a $750 console or hardware, being able to do ray tracing high with 60 frames per second, upscaled to 4K, damn near native, they said, for that price point value versus what you need to get on PC. Like, I find it funny that he's trying to beat that down because it's like, what are we doing here? We got some stuff to talk about here because the PSSR2 hate is starting to pop up, which I think is kind of funny. It's like, why would you get mad at this? This is something that is not NVIDIA. It's pushing things in the console world, which you should like for everything, and it's benefiting all gamers. Why are you hating on it? This guy, Nick, comes down and tells him, imagine being happy to give $5,000 to create a PC on to find out it can't play native 4K 60 frames, basically is what he's saying. And he's like, can I get the same quality on PlayStation for the same amount? No, because you won't be paying $2,000 for a graphics card alone on PlayStation 5. This guy says the $750 console runs at 1080p 30 frames per second. Hold on, man. You're wrong here. Let's not be frauds here. Okay, are we ready for this? Let's go to the stats here. Then let's talk about price point value proposition with PSSR2. Like here it is again. It's like, why do we got to do this? This is not fanboys. This is just literally talking facts. And all the support you guys have been giving me, I appreciate it. PS5 Pro performance mode can do upscaled 4K from 1080p, upgraded PSSR, which is going to be there at launch, by the way, 60 frames per second VSync and 60 frames per second VRR, 60 plus frames per second with ray tracing on high. Now go build a PC, upscale it to 4K for me. Have that 4K monitor. Let me know how much that 4K monitor costs you, by the way. And put it up to 60 plus frames per second, right? Just do it. Remember, we're not talking about frame generation here. We're just talking about straight up doing that and put ray tracing on high. And let me know how much money that cost you, right? Because if we're going to compare something, let's compare it, equally, unless we're just trying to see how it compares up to the highest specs. But we're not going to say it's dumping on PlayStation because that doesn't make any, that's goofy. No, it's more about what improvements are they making internally and how much closer are they getting to this when you only have to spend this much money. It has nothing to do with being identified with a brand. This is who's doing it. And some people are mad because Xbox is not doing it and that it's just in that field. You don't see Nintendo Switch gamers sitting over there complaining and crying. It's like, yeah, and when you look at Xbox, the best they can do in performance is ray tracing low, 1080p, but they're not upscaling to 4K. So that means in the console world, the PS5 Pro has leaped past 1080p, took you to 4K, and is giving you 60 frames per second VSync with it, right? And giving you ray tracing high. So don't sit here and tell me that PSSR2 is not going to improve performance or anything when it's quite clear that the Series X and the PlayStation 5 Pro almost have the same CPU, right? This game isn't, I guess, not CPU bound like that, but yet look at the difference here when you add in PSSR. It helps. You see what I mean? And they have FSR3 on Xbox. If you look at it, it says right here, FSR3. So I don't understand the hate here, right? Keep going down. This guy says all BS, right? This is based on the idea that people will be buying a whole new PC just to play the game when in fact they're just upgrading parts as time goes by. But you know what type of rig you have that type of PC. You better have that motherboard. You have the right amount of RAM. You better have the CPU to run it, the power supply to run it, the monitor to do 4K 60. Because nobody has 4K monitors usually. People usually have 1440p monitors. Let's be real here. And then they'll upscale from some of those things and put on frame gen. Nobody's doing native 4K on PC. That's not a common thing. Definitely for newer games. You're lying to me if you say that. It's a very, very, very low percentage. I don't see a ton of people with 4K native monitors. You know what I mean? Because they still want to get their 120 frames and all that other stuff. But this guy says this was done on the cinematic preset above the ultra preset on a mid-range AMD 9070 XT. And then this guy says, see, this is a tartar argument from dumb peasants. Dude, this has nothing to do with whether somebody is poor or a peasant or anything. It's either you understand the system and the value proposition or not. Like, all this type of stuff is just you being immature. Like, to me, this guy, he's very immature. Now, going back to another post we're going to be looking at here, which I actually kind of find interesting. And I want you guys to really think about it, because it's like, these people to me are like incredibly immature. It's like, why are we, what the hell's going on with this? Hold on a second. Yeah, I have it on the whatchamacallit anyways. But let's go to JV and Jogo. This is what he said, because he replied to it as well. He was like, I was watching the Crimson Desert video on PS5 Pro here. And honestly, Twitter is just a huge pit of negativity, isn't it? The game is running at 50 to 70 frames per second if you have on VRR, full ray tracing and a glare. Remember, this ray tracing high, with some drops in extreme and Pacific situations. Extreme and Pacific. Look how massively open this game is. Like, it's a major game. I thought it was impressive. It looks really good. Well, he's coming out here saying this PS5 Pro brings tears to fanatical Switch owners and even some base PS5. I don't understand why you would beat down PlayStation users if you're on PlayStation. All that type of stuff I'm not really getting into. Rich people rooting for the game to fail. I wouldn't even say that they're rich, but it's just immature. Because if you are mature, you're going to show it. If you're immature, you're going to show it. There's an unnecessary flame war on Twitter. The game is running really well on the Pro, and I have no doubts that it will also run well on other consoles. The funny thing is Digital Foundry said PSSR2 is not even implemented yet. And that's the footage that you were getting. I don't know if you guys know that. There's going to be a day one patch for this game, by the way. Just so you guys are aware, there's going to be a day one patch for this game with PSSR2 coming. It's going to run even better. So that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the hate. The game is running really well on the Pro, and I have no doubts that it will also run well on other consoles, unfortunately, with a lower quality. Yeah, it's you can get 60 on all consoles besides the S, but that makes sense. And that's what matters. Pearl Abyss seems to be delivering a great job of optimization. Let's talk about how great this engine is, how great this game looks, and how optimized it is for all consoles. Even if you have a base PS5 or Series X, you're getting 60 frames per second. So why are people over here hating it? It's crazy. This guy says, look, if the person is going to follow the logic of all that negativity with all the games on the social network, the person won't play anything because everyone complains about or dwells on games they don't even play. He's correct. Some of these people are not going to even get the game or play. They just want to sit there and, you know, be negative about it. So he's like, does the game need ray tracing to run above 60 frames? And is it optimized? Yeah, of course. And we're seeing all this pre-launch. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. Like, Digital Foundry was saying that it runs really well on the PS5 Pro, and then they came out and let people know that this does not have the updated PSSR2, but they let you know in the spec sheets over here that the upgraded PSSR, that's going to be happening at launch. This is what they're letting you know is going to be doing it. And the Pro could even run it on Ray Tracing Ultra. Do you know how demanding that is? Try this stuff on Unreal Engine 5. You won't even... Oh, Lord, it's going to be a mess, guys. I don't know what to tell you. So, like, if you look at the Series X versus the PS5 Pro, you get the idea here. The only way Series X can even do high ray tracing is on quality at 30 frames. Pro can do ray tracing high on every single setting, except quality, which can be taken to ultra. That's very impressive. So if you're hating, I don't know what else to tell you. But we kind of get this idea here, don't we? So that's why the guy was saying, imagine being happy to give $5,000 to create a PC only to find out it can't play 4K 60. Because people are starting to find out that when you look at the Digital Foundry results, you were not even getting native 4K 60 frames per second on the build that they were showing people. All you got to do is type it up, guys, and you can find it. So that's the thing that I don't understand. It's like, what is the point of all this? So I want you guys to let me know what you think about all that. Like I said, if you want to find out more about this, all you have to do is go over to Digital Foundry, click on their Twitter or go to their page. And Crimson Desert PC looking at a high-end PC experience. This is the most transformative upgrade. Crimson Desert PC AMD ray regeneration and NVIDIA ray reconstruction provides dramatic lighting improvements, almost as transformative as ray tracing on and off. And they're putting everything on cinematic, guys. That's going to be very demanding. You have a very powerful PC to do this. So, yeah, they're promoting the game. Look, this guy says, I can't imagine being stuck to my PS5 Pro playing with that all for DNORs with high 7s upscaling from 1080p to 4K, only to hit a busy CPU area and my 60 frames per second to drop to 30. Really, dude? Looking over here on AMD, you see this is what they're trying to do with 4K. I mean, 40 frames, 52, 61, 52. What does it take to get a RTX 5080? Go look up how much money it is. And NVIDIA has also reduced the availability of it. And you need a 9070 XT, which I think that's not too bad considering what it's doing here. So, yeah, I mean, we still have day one patches, but coming to beat down a pro, I think, is immature. That's all I have to say about that. But there we go again, guys. I mean, we're going to see what happens when the PSSR2 drops with Crimson Desert day one, and people are going to realize that it's going to run mostly 60 frames per second with ray tracing on high, and it's only going to cost you $750 to go and get that, and what it will cost for you to run this on a PC to get that type of build right now in this market. That's absolutely ridiculous. Once again, leave a comment down below. Keep gaming no matter what platform you're on. Peace out, y'all.